Season 2 of Agents, otherwise known as this Episode 5. The intro is going to have to be muted because I used Hero by Nickelback. This is my baby cousin Sky, and he was at my mom's house. And I believe it was during my mother's wedding, so I got some shots for an intro. We finally got an Agents intro this was before I added the officer spin chair to the other ones. So I do have to mute the part of the intro where Nickelback plays. So just put Hero by Nickelback over it if you want to see or simulate what it originally sounded like.
Oh, it's time for our favorite show, Agents, the TV series.
And then here it is. We threw some paint effects over it. You get some clips from this episode in the intro. The first episode, second episode will pop up. And, yeah, it was kind of really cool seeing the paint and stuff like that. And the cool little fall. It actually matched up with the drum from Nickelback's Hero. I did a voiceover song. Can't remember what it's a reference to, but the song's a reference to something. Now we're in a new location, and the camera looks a little bit better because there's a natural light. And there's Cindy wearing a dress, and Spencer's wearing a nice outfit.
Hey, Spencer.
Who are you?
I don't know.
What? Oh my god. So that's supposed to be Jiheto in his original form. As a derpy, nerdy white guy instead of the ghetto pimp. Hang on. The homie G, the ghetto pimp. Psh, psh, I'm the pimp now. That he is in episode 3. So that's his alter ego that he can transform into. Like Eminem has, Marshall Mathers has Eminem and Marshall Magma now. Those are his alter egos that he can transform into, get in that mindset of being a rapper. There is Chrissy, God rest her soul. If you believe in God, I don't. But, just rest her soul, I should say. And the wolf is evil, and not even attacking Spencer is evil somehow. Really good acting, Joe. He did really good. You can see Chrissy try to bite my tie and my balls. And that was him transforming into his alter ego, and I believe this is a reference to the Ginyu Force from Dragon Ball Z, where they do the little poses, and then also the Great Saiyaman, but mostly the Ginyu Force.
Who the heck was the other guy?
That was my alter ego. And another thing, Spencer, I want to pee on you.
Huh?
I Wanna Pee on You is a reference to Dave Chappelle. His song, I Wanna Piss on You. And that is a reference to R. Kelly. Look into it if you don't know what I'm talking about.
Stop the wolf.
Cool little transition we did.
This is a tough one.
How? How's a wolf tough?
I'll kill it easily.
Easily, and I was blocking my scrotum area because Chrissy had a tendency of getting really hyped up when people lay down, and hitting you wherever in the gut and the stomach, down there in the schlong, Dr. Schlong. Yeah, it's an She wanted to be pet, but it looked like she was being She wasn't. She's okay, YouTube. She's okay. I'll appeal it. 2 hours later, her eye's still moving, but she's supposed to be dead.
Good job, Spencer.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Special Agent Guy. One hung. You have a permit for that gun?
No.
Give it here.
That is my Uncle Michael. Special Agent Guy, one hung. I had no clue until like 9 or 10 years ago, what he meant by Special Agent Guy, one hung. It is supposed to be one hung guy, which is like making fun of like Asian naming. One hung guy, huge tallywhacker, dangling balls, and it's I don't know where he got it from. Maybe he's good at like improvisational comedy, and there was supposed to be a huge storyline with him. Like, I typed these scripts for his storyline when I was in high school, for like 2 or 3 years for Agents TV series, where One Hung Guy, or Special Agent Guy One Hung, was supposed to be the next major villain. I had like, it was, I'm going to spoil too much for the future episodes, but like, there's a whole, I don't know if Job and Ashley and even Mom and Brittany remember, because I talked to everyone about it. Like, there were 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 episodes that I had typed up where he was the main villain, the big bad, the huge, like the ultimate battle for ultimate destiny huge. Like, Spencer trained, they got in multiple battles, there was going to be fake blood, fake black eyes, like army, like everything. We didn't have the people to do it, we didn't have the money to do it, the resources, the locations to do it, and I had several falling outs with my Uncle Michael, too. I'm over those now because after what happened with Grandma in the hospital, he was really nice to me in the hospital. But we had several falling outs, too, that kind of prevented, all that together prevented it from happening. And the funny thing is that we're in a new location. There are clearly other people around where Spencer and Gietto and Miss Superficial and One Hung Guy, like, what's going on? Like, why are they there? Like, why are all these cars here? Why is Spencer here? Why is Miss Superficial there? The true backstory is it was during my mother's wedding, her second wedding, and but in story we never explain it. This was just, at this point we had a kind of a story, but we were like, hey, if we want to make an episode about something, just make an episode about anything. Like, come up with ideas. And I told Job and Ashley and everyone, like, just come up with ideas. Like, what would be a good idea, blah, blah, blah. And they would tell me, and then, like, we just all put it together with, like, some homages, rip-offs, references, and stuff. So, I don't know if One Hung appears in any other episodes. I think he might later on, but don't quote me on it. And that was my creator commentary on Season 2, Episode 1 of Agents, the TV series. See you in Episode 2 next. So this is Episode 6, or Season 2, Episode 2, The Attack of Gietto. This one has Gietto in it the most out of any episode so far, I think he's been in 2. And this is the first one that I can recall actually has a title card. We took this picture down the street from my mother's house, and the original was higher quality. This is the result of using a lower bitrate on Windows Movie Maker. And the funny thing is that this scene in this location never takes place in the episode. It's like those old teaser trailers for TV shows in the next episode or a sequel to a film where a scene or scenes are in the trailer that aren't actually in the film or episode itself. So let's begin watching. The Attack of Gietto, created by the Agents crew, the company that makes the show. As you can see, Spencer's using a new gun, which Job his dad got him. And this is where the filming got really... Oh, there's Cindy. How can you not see her? You're aiming right at her. Shoot her! Shoot her! Cool shot, though. And then somehow Cindy ended up behind me. Now she's flailing, too. And they both looked at the camera. This was inspired by Dragon Ball Z, I believe. That little And then there's my mom's shoes, because she was filming too. Where'd she go? Where'd Cindy go? Where did Cindy go? And now the crude cuts they're killing me every time I see my laugh. What? But it's a new location. Like, this is a new location for the show. We got a lot of new locations in season 2. How's she running? How'd she get behind Spencer? Where's she at now? Does she have super speed? She can warp like time warp? What? What the heck was that? I'm gonna cold cock you is a reference to something. I can't remember. I know it's a move, but I don't remember where I got that word from. This move, again, Resident Evil 4. We've seen it once or twice before in the series so far, and it was pretty cool though. It was pretty cool, and then they warped again. Now I guess Spencer can warp too. A little deer run, that's a reference to how a deer prances. And they warped again. She's looking really cartoonily. I told her to look like that though, because it looked cool to me back then. Come on, Spencer, you know where she went. She was right in front of you. This guy is blind. Uh-oh. We finally get to see the gangster Jetto. We finally get to see Jetto do drugs and not just act like he's on them, but actually do them.
Is that what I think it is? I guess a little one hurts.
And he's sniffing the bag, not the drugs. And still gets the effect.
I better take my glasses off.
The reason why I said I better take my glasses off is because I wanted to show the makeup to make him look like he's in a druggy state. I looked right at the camera. Who's he talking to? Oh my god. I love how she thinks if you get someone on cocaine, they become your slave and you become their master. It's like a mind control drug.
Yes, master.
What the heck? His voice changed. Yeah, it makes you their master if you get overdosed or high on cocaine. You become whoever gave it to you slave in this universe. Oh my god.
Oh, hey, Jetto.
That will be brought up in the future, in future episodes.
I'm not afraid to use this.
That's cool. Oh, there's the time warp kick. Hang on. When time warp did that kick and then we froze it in episode 3, boom, there it is. That's from something I saw and Job saw too. Again, the fake kicking.
What's wrong with you?
The voice break. What the heck?
Let's finish it.
What?
It must be his eyes.
It must be his eyes. What the heck?
Time for the nipple pincher.
This was a reference to the nipple pincher. Oh my god. It was something I watched on YouTube. Oh my god, what was it? It was something I watched on YouTube that was either a YouTube series, a YouTube parody, a movie, or a TV show. But it was on YouTube, I remember, because I said, hey, that is so funny, I should use that in Agents. Job trying not to laugh. So, hang on. If you are high on cocaine under mind control of a short blonde-haired chick, in order to come out of the mind control and out of the high, you have to pinch someone on a nipple. Hang on.
Time for the nipple pincher.
What happened?
I don't know, but I'm gonna find out.
Zwing. I got it from a YouTube video, and then my mom was like, oh my goodness, it's from like Wayne's World or something with Mike Myers. Saturday Night Live, and also, I think 2 films they made of Wayne's World. And the Zwing is from that, but I got it from a YouTube video, not knowing where it originally came from. So, there he is wearing the Darth Vader shirt again. This episode had quite a bit of action, had some kind of world building, and did I say wood building? World building, and it just taught you that, I guess, if you're on cocaine, all you gotta do is pinch someone's nipple and they come out of it, out of the high. So, I hope you enjoyed this episode. I laughed quite a few times, and we are moving on to episode 7, or season 2, episode 3, coming up next. We are on season 2, episode 3, Time Warp's Return, or the Return of Time Warp. It's been like 2 or 3 different titles on YouTube. And the cool thing about this episode is that Time Warp's first episode is in episode 3 of season 1, and he returns in episode 3 of season 2, so that's kind of cool. And I don't know how the YouTube censors will feel about this episode's opening, because I used Dragon Ball Z music from Dragon Ball Z Budokai 1 from the GameCube. A great game. If you haven't played it, you should play it. It's pretty cool.
Since last time, Spencer thought that he should pray to his father, God.
So we find out that Spencer, in the opening to this, is a devout Christian that prays, even though he commits the sin of ignorance and stupidity and wrath over and over again. So I'm going to lower the volume on this. That line right there, I don't know if you could hear, but he said, "Forgive me, Father, for I have sinned." I got that, which has been around for a long time in Christianity, but I originally pulled that line from Grand Theft Auto Liberty City Stories for the PSP and the PS2, where you talk to Father Ned, I believe his name is. Tony Cipriani talks to Father Ned, a fake pastor, priest, Catholic, whatever he is in that game, and he says, "Forgive me, Father, for I have sinned." And that just stuck with me. Even to this very day, I still think of that quote quite often.
He decided to start doing some vigorous training.
Since he almost lost to Gihetto, he started doing vigorous training. Last episode, the attack of Gihetto, Gihetto's attack, Gihetto's rage, whatever it was at any point in time. That's hilarious, because it really wasn't that big of a fight. And he's punching a laundry hamper. But I always thought this was kind of cool looking, this shot. And there I had Job dub over some fighting sound effects. And I don't know who he's training with, because you clearly just saw me right there in the corner. My nose and lips pop up every once in a while. How do you know that Time Warp is coming? And isn't it a coincidence that Time Warp is conveniently at the same spot where you first met him? And now he's got a staff
Kid,
instead of a shotgun.
see me again, did you?
I'll kill you.
Clearly me doing a voiceover going, ah, ah, ah.
Did you?
I'll kill you. Who said that?
A new character.
Do you remember this?
No.
Mom, stop.
At some point, Spencer had a staff that we have never seen him use before.
Well, I take it you do remember it.
corny spin.
Take it and fight me with it.
Why would a supervillain give his enemy his old staff to fight him with? Time warp. You can control time, for Christ's sake. Use the super speed and run your fist right through his chest and end it all. Or whatever your boss, Dr. Shalong, wants you to do with Spencer, do it. Why do you give him the chance to fight and potentially somehow, by some BS explanation, defeat you?
But what's that staff?
It's my time staff.
Time staff.
It's what allows me to control the time like the fast and slowness.
He needs it to be able to control time, the fast and slowness, but he never used it once in episode 3
You should know,
of season 1.
Sir Spencer.
And he said, you should know. How would he know? You didn't use the freaking staff in the first time you guys met.
And I'm going to kill you with it.
Okay. I don't know why we did this, but it looked cool. I remember Job messed up one time doing that. He landed and then like he slipped and fell, but thank goodness it wasn't muddy. And then the second time he got it right perfectly.
I trained.
Oh, awesome! You just did some pull-ups and some punches. What? What? Why? Again, why do you give him the staff? And that was sped up. And then here, this look at my elbow. My mom always gets sick watching this one because my elbow right there. Oh, she can't stand it. Look at it; it just whips around. She cannot stand how my elbow does that. Sped up and slowed down. And then the little bolt went flying.
My bolt!
And he just... There's some sound effects. Force kick. Oh, look at that spread, though. Looked at the camera. Sounds like Chewbacca.
We interrupt this live broadcast to tell you that Superman is flying around killing.
I was playing a YouTube video that had one of the... It said the ending of Superman 64. And we didn't have OBS at the time, and we didn't have a computer strong enough to really use Hypercam. So I recorded the computer screen of the YouTube video right here for this news broadcast. So a new character of the broadcaster that came out of freaking nowhere.
People, we advise you all to please close your windows. And that's all. I'm Chuck Lofton from Channel 8 News.
Chuck Lofton is a newscaster in Indianapolis, Indiana, and that's where that reference came from. I look nothing like him. Alvin the Chipmunks. Actually, I can raise the volume again. Sorry about that. And there's Miss Superficial, out of nowhere, always knows.
Spencer!
My mom memes that every so often. She'll spin through whenever she sees my cousin Ashley. A dumb little swipe, but kind of cool looking.
I'm going to enjoy this.
Why do you have to freeze it? Just stab him! That was me screaming for Job. Little warp effect, kinda. It's a reference to Dragon Ball Z. I believe when Piccolo dies, Kami dies with him and he disappears.
That fool Kami, he must have done this.
So, Kami exists in Dragon Ball and in the Agents Cinematic Universe. In Star Wars, the old expanded universe also exists in Agents. Like, what? And then the episode just crudely ends. I don't know if that's where it originally ended or not, or if at some point of transferring these from hard drive, flash drive, hard drive, flash drive, hard drive, flash drive, CD disc, that it just cut off at some point, but that's where it ends, is right here. So I hope you enjoyed this episode reaction and commentary on episode 7, Time Warp's Return. We are on the season 2 finale of Agents, the TV series. This one, just like the season 1 finale, is around a little over 9 minutes long as well, which is kind of cool how we kept Time Warp in episode 3 of both seasons and the season finales at around 9 minutes long. This one, I believe, is called The Kai of Destiny. It originally wasn't called that. It was called something else, but let's get started. So he disappeared last episode, and it's on the road that they were running to in the Attack of Jihetto, but it's a new location, even though it's the exact same road.
My son are in the other world.
And there's the voiceover.
What's the other one?
The other world is the place where I decide if you get to go to heaven or to hell with Satan. But for now, you must...
Otherworld, Dragon Ball Z reference, where people go when they die. And I'm assuming I'm playing God right now. That's God's voice talking.
Go and train with King Kai.
King Kai. Dragon Ball Z reference again. 2 already in the first 30 seconds.
King Kai. Who is he?
A martial arts master. He lives on a distant planet all the way down the far and dangerous Snake Way.
4 Dragon Ball Z references at 37 seconds. Snake Way, King Kai's faraway planet, King Kai, and then, Otherworld.
That's the road that leads to his home planet.
Okay. I'm gonna go see King Kai. For martial arts training.
Little cut. And then he starts his run just like Goku, so 5 references. And him having a staff was a reference to Goku as well.
This sure is a long way.
Yeah, you just started running, man, like 20 seconds ago. It's not that long. So, I remember there was another edit that I did of this way later on.
I'm so tired. I need a break.
Where I cut this down to being like, the running was like 45 seconds. I cut a whole bunch out. I ended up not liking that, and I thankfully, that was me talking. I thankfully kept the original and not the cut down version, because it makes it a cool little homage. The season 1 finale being 9 and this one being 9.
But I can't quit now.
Yep, it's good. It's mostly him running this episode. And talking to random characters too.
Look, a man.
And there's a dog there that he just ignores. And he wasn't there. Hang on. Where? Where's the man? Where's the man at on this? Where? He's not. Another character warping. I guess you could make the excuse that they're all dead, so they might have the power to pop in and out at will. But how does he see him? And this popping in and out happens with every character that we've met so far. So, explain. Explain. Just ignore the dog. We meme this all the time.
Excuse me. Do you know where King Kai?
That, we used to talk at Southwest Way while biking or running or walking about how in the Agents game that I've dreamed of making, and at one point Job dreamed of making too, and Ashley too, that we would have that guy be a character and actually have him be the way he was supposed to look, which is a like quasi 2D 3D cartoon, and his special move, because it was going to be like a ripoff of Tenkaichi 3, but the levels were going to be huge and it was going to be open world. And that guy was going to do his special move, which is, and it shakes the whole world and does like 9,999,999,999 damage. And it was going to be like a meme character. But the game, obviously, I don't have a whole bunch of 3D knowledge, and I don't have the money to fund a studio to make the game. But yeah, so that character was still being talked about up until like 2017.
Kai's
That's good acting.
Well, now you're not even that close to it. You're probably about, 0.1 away from it.
You're not even that close, but you're 0.1 away from it. Proving how bad at math I was back then. 0.1 is literally like from here to here with my arm's length. It's not that far. And I said it's far away.
Because it's like,
That's me doing my bullshit look. My bullshit look.
let's say 20.0 miles away from here.
How can I say 0.1 then 20.0?
He lives on a distant planet far out over there.
What?
Goodbye.
I better hurry.
What the heck? That's great. That's so cool. That little when he held it like a gun. I love the. I saw that big stick and I was like, wouldn't it be cool and funny if he just tripped on it out of nowhere? Like, there are sticks here, like, they're not Invisisticks, it's just randomly placed there. And we laughed about that for a bit.
I'm okay.
That was a reference to something where, I forget what show it was on TV at the time, where someone broke the fourth wall and, like, something bad happened to them, really cartoonily, kind of like that, and they went, I'm okay, and then they continued doing whatever they were doing. That's me breathing for Job.
I'm so tired.
Me talking for Job. Sounds nothing like him. And you hear me say, Kate. And I took the sound out for some reason.
This road is long. Okay. I wonder when I'm gonna...
This road's long. Okay, like he was. How did I not? I think I got Movie Maker crashed over and over again, so I stopped editing the audio clips, and you could hear. Okay, like it's hilarious.
This road is long. Okay. I wonder when I'm gonna get to King Kai's palace. If he even has a palace.
It's hilarious. We tried to do voiceovers. It was something new for us because we didn't do that. I don't think in the Last Hope, Star Wars: The Last Hope fan film. It's me voicing over.
Man.
He's breathing while talking. Like Darth Vader. Well, yeah, how'd it cut from... How did it cut from this to...
What? I mean, that's that far since I started.
You're almost there!
Rain in the cross
And it started raining.
I better hurry then.
Rain! We haven't seen that in the series yet. It rains in the cross dimensions. So, the cross dimensions in Agents is like... It's Otherworld or Other Realm, which we were going to call it Other Realm in Agents HD, but we never got that far into the show. The cross dimensions is like when you start running on Snake Way. It's like supposed to be a whole branched out road where if you go left or right or here or this way or that way, like it's a whole bunch. It's where all of the, it's between like your dimension, the living and the dead. And if you go to this portal, it'll take you to this world or that world or this planet or that planet or this dimension or that dimension or this galaxy or that galaxy. It's the cross dimensions where all the universes and galaxies and locations and space and outer space and hyperspace and all of them, they all converge and you can choose where you want to go. He chose to go to King Kai, or it was forced on him by Kami, who we haven't seen. We've only heard. When he's like, you, my son, are in the other world. Job did a great job. He was really tired too. And right here, it was raining, and then my mom's next door neighbor, when we were walking back, said, "Hey boys, you want to get my truck? I'll take you home. I'll take you." And then Job was like, "No." Like, he was so scared. And I was a little nervous too. But he's like, "No. We don't. Hey, we need to get out here. We need to get here." As we got in the car with him, and then he drove to our house, and then he pulled through his driveway a little bit. And Job's like, "Stop. Right here. I kept saying, Job, he knows. Job, he knows something." He's like, I'm scared. I said, "Job, I'm a little nervous too, but we can't let him know that we're nervous, because if he is somebody bad, it's going to make him want to, hey, call KK and be like, I want $500 for your nephew and your son back, like that. You can't let someone that's going to harm you know that you're nervous or scared or anything. It makes them latch on that much more."
This must be it.
Like a video game cutscene right here.
Where is he?
It's a voiceover.
Where is he?
Said it again. Why did we...
Well, let's go to somewhere where there's less wetness and less rain. Time to warp.
Time warp. That warp effect. Intentional, too. There's King Kai. My mother's basement. New location.
Oh, we're in my basement. Can you tell me with all the crap?
Can't you tell with all the crap? Is a reference I pulled from somewhere and I don't remember.
I come for training.
Oh, for training. You want to hear something that's ready for the Guinness Book of World Records?
Guinness Book of World Records.
I'll let the woods fall. Or two.
The farts were such a burden to edit on Windows Movie Maker because it kept crashing for some reason. I guess they were so strong it made Movie Maker crash. The PCs thought they smelled, and the PC just kept crashing Windows Movie Maker and resetting and restarting. And I almost removed them from the video for the fact that our PC was so freaking weak that I couldn't get the video done. It kept crashing. Finally, I had patience, and after a day of trying to add them and replay it and add more and replay it, it finally started working. So I exported it right after I got the episode done so I didn't have to worry about this.
No, I come for martial arts training.
Oh, the martial arts. Like this? Judo chop.
Judo Chop is a reference to Austin Powers, which was mocking James Bond, but I got it from Austin Powers, where he's like, Judo Chop, wah! And it knocks the person out.
Yeah, that.
Well, I can teach you the art of Kaioken training.
Kaioken, Dragon Ball Z.
Feel your inner strength. Then it flows through your muscles and body.
Mupples is what my
Then you
mom
can
still
do the art of
references. I
Kaioken
had a
technique.
lisp attack.
Oh yeah, you're feeling something. Oh, my wig.
My wig fell off. Mom still references that. Oh, my wig! So he used the Kaioken so much and so hard that he farted instead, Spencer did.
Flow through your whole legs, your body, your heart, your soul, your head.
That was a reference to something I don't remember. A thumbs
You've
up.
mastered the Kaioken 1 technique.
So I'm talking to Spencer over here, and he's clearly behind me swinging his staff.
Impressive.
Even Spencer must be stronger than freaking Goku. Goku didn't master it in that short of time.
Now, I'll fight with my fists and test it with your pole. Let's see how good you are. Yeah.
I'm pointing to tell her to move the camera.
You'll need more training. You suck at fighting with a pole.
Where did that come from? So corny. So this speed is supposed to be him doing the Kaioken attack, even though it's way delayed. Spencer doing the Kaioken. So it's like time warps fast forward.
Good job. You mastered the pole technique now.
Pole technique. Was he a stripper?
Now we are going to teach you how to use the spirit bomb. First, spread your legs. Then hold your hands up in the air like you are praying to the Lord Jesus.
Jesus exists.
Then you say, insects, the wind, the water, the trees, the air. I need to borrow some of your energy for this.
Dragon Ball Z reference.
The insects.
Job messed up this line 2 or 3 times, and I did get mad. I used to have a really, really bad attitude back then. Like, I would get angry on a dime because I was PO'd at my father, and then well, I'm not gonna say the other one, but and I was bullied too in school, so I had like a really bad attitude.
The water. Trees. The air. I need to borrow some of your energy.
Endergy. This effect of the spirit bomb was so cool to us at the time. You will never understand back then not having access to After Effects, not having a PC strong enough for it, and being able to do a cool light effect. This was actually created, and it was a pain in the ASS because having a weak PC meant it crashed even more than Movie Maker did. The effect is there's a program that was called LS Maker. LS Maker stood for Lightsaber Maker, and it had it's how you can make lightsabers for fan films. Really, really cornily. Not as good as After Effects and Premiere Pro, but very cornily. Like the early 2000s lightsabers from fan films from back then. You can find them on YouTube and all over the internet. And this is a clash when 2 lightsabers hit and they make that flashing light. We took that clash and we were able to stretch it out on the editor and turned it into a spirit bomb, our version of a spirit bomb. So that's how this was made, was with LS Maker, an old program. And the egg is the explosion. Spencer mastered all these techniques in like 2 or 3 minutes. Goku, eat your heart out. It took him months to friggin' master this. Spencer did it in minutes. So is Spencer stronger than Goku? I don't know. Probably. Doesn't know his enemy is.
His name is Time Warp.
I love that. Good acting. Eat Fresh. That, oh my god. It's not Subway Eat Fresh. It was from, there's a commercial or something. Oh my god, I can't remember. I used to reference it all the time when I was younger. Oh god. If you know where that's from, let me know. It's Eat Fresh. But yeah, like, that's a reference, and I just can't remember where it was from. And so yeah, Spencer died from Time Warp, and then now he's somehow able to come back. Just like, anyway.
One more thing.
And I warped.
What? Oh no.
I think I just dropped a deuce in my pants.
Dropped a deuce.
Clean them up.
You see how much fun we had. Look at
One more thing.
One
You
more
have been
thing.
brought back to life. You may go back to Earth and save the planet. Please do it, Officer Spencer.
Look at him. That's great. That was good acting. That was really good acting. I hope you enjoyed that as much as I did. I know over half the episode was random conversations and running, and not so much the training. But yeah, there were a whole bunch of references in this episode. That's the season 2 finale. At one point, I used to dread rewatching this. I didn't like the running. I wasn't too happy with the effects. A year or 2 after it was made. Originally, I loved it and I would rewatch it all the time, but not as much as the other ones. And then later on, I stopped watching it almost altogether. I would just skip this episode once I had them all on a flash drive or a hard drive. And now I actually have a greater appreciation for it, for the references and the homages and the effects. I was absolutely blown away by the spirit bomb effect and the explosion effect that looks like an egg. I was blown away by it when this first was edited and came out, because we were able to do special effects finally.